welcome to Ask the Expert, and apparently today that's me. The question that came forward from a viewer, please, and keep those questions coming. They're super interesting, and we will get to all of them. We read them all, and we will respond to them in some way, shape, or form. But the question today was, what is the difference between directing a play and directing a musical? Apart from the fact that there's a whole bunch more people usually in a musical, they're very similar. That having been said, there are things that are unique to each process. Musical theater performers and dramatic actors sometimes have different approaches to the work. It just comes from different disciplines. Of course, if we're doing a musical, that automatically means that we have a musical director. There's someone who's responsible for either playing the show or coordinating the musicians who are playing the show. And we have a choreographer. And so there's the creative team is larger in that sense. And what we do as an art form, whether it's a play or a musical, is a collaborative art form. It's always, ultimately, I guess the director has to make some calls one way or the other, but it's very exciting to work on a musical, particularly a new musical, to bring in all those different skill sets, to put it together. The approach, when we do a musical here at Theatre Orangeville, we dedicate a couple of extra days of rehearsal just because of all those annoying musical notes that are somehow involved in the show. And so we usually spend the first couple of days of our rehearsal period just working on music, learning the harmonies, learning the notes. The choreographer might start to work because there's all those steps that need to be learned. So the skill set is just a little different on what we're bringing to it. Obviously, if we're doing a play, if we're doing a drama, say particularly, then we're going to spend those first couple of days really drilling down into the characters. And that happens with all the work. We need to have those discussions because do you know why people sing in musicals? Do you know why we have musicals? The reason why someone stands on stage and is talking to someone else in a scene, "Oh, Curly, you're the cutest cowboy I've ever met. And, you know, it's all a good thing." And then suddenly bursts into, "There's a bright golden haze on the meadow," or whatever it is. The reason why people sing on stage is because in the genre, the emotional value of what is happening inside them just has to burst out that way. The musicality of what they're feeling, and it just leads to that. Leslie Arden, who is a brilliant composer, one of the most brilliant composers and creators of musical theater genre in Canada, always reminds me when I work with her that a song should always surprise you. We should never see it coming. Suddenly it just comes out of the heart. It comes out of the expression. It comes out of where that is. And when I'm directing, I always look for that quality so that you don't kind of smell it coming a mile away. Uh-oh, here comes the big number. No, it just kind of comes out organically. It surprises us because if the story is well told, Hamlet, To Be or Not to Be, that's a piece of music. It's written in iambic pentameter. It has the 10 beats to the measure. And if an actor approaches that speech and ignores the music of the rhythm that Shakespeare has set into the dialogue, you will completely shank that speech, and no one will, you, the actor included, but certainly an audience, will not understand the sense and sensibility of what is being said because it has been written it has been written musically, and contemporary playwrights do the same. Norm Foster, there's a rhythm to Norm's work, and if you approach a moment, say where you're building up to maybe a comedic payoff, if you mess with what's on the page or the rhythm of what the playwright has written, it will not land. So all theater, all plays are, whether it's a play or a musical, they all are based on a rhythm and a sense of moving it forward that way. So it's kind of an organic thing to both of them, so that they both share. There was also kind of a follow-up to that question that the individual asked about the difference, but also then wanted to know what my favorite musical was, and I guess maybe my favorite play. My favorite musical, I have two. There's two, both of which I've been in, neither of which I've directed, but they just really always touch my heart. And they probably couldn't be further apart. They couldn't be more than 180 degrees apart. One is Les Miserables, which I was in for a couple of years. And the other one is Anne of Green Gables. Those are my two favorite musicals. They both touch my heart because the characters are so strong and so vibrant, and the music in both of them is just stunning. As I say, they couldn't be more than 180 degrees apart. My favorite play is always the next one we're going to work on. That's always my favorite play. There's ones that, it's interesting, thinking about, because it's now 21 years that I've been here at Theatre Orangeville. And when I think about shows on your stage and shows that you've seen and that we've shared together as audience and creators of theater, what I have is visuals. Like, I kind of see moments from shows that sort of flash across my, when we did Home and Away, the hockey musical many years ago, it's got to be 17 or 18 years ago, I have this vision of Mark Harapiak skating on the Theatre Orangeville stage, alone on stage, playing a hockey game by himself. So I have these kind of magical moments that just pop up. I will never forget Tommy Hoff and Andy Pogson when we did Mesa, beautiful little play, struggling with an adult diaper. That they're moments, there's visions that just come back to me. So I don't go, oh, that's my favorite show that we've ever done at Theatre Orangeville. These beautiful kind of images and moments pop out at me. There's a moment in Norman Bray in the performance of his life where Jesse Griffiths and Sparky, Stephen Sparks, reveal this painting. And the way we staged it, it was actually Heidi Lynch was actually just standing behind a picture frame. And when I think of that play, that's the image that comes to my mind. So I kind of have I'm sort of tortured by these images of plays that keep sort of flashing down to my brain all the time. Of the shows that Norman Bray has been always super near and dear to my heart. But really, anything that we try to bring to you is always special. So they all mean something to me.